Hola clase, bienvenidos. Hoy vamos a hablar sobre el presente del subjuntivo. Today we are learning a new tense called the present subjunctive. Today's video is about how to form this tense. In upcoming videos, we will learn how to use this tense and why this tense exists. Okay, on your note guide, let's fill out section A, which is formation. To form the present subjunctive, you've got 3 steps. Step 1, you go to the yo form in the present tense. Step 2, you drop the O. And step 3, you're going to add these endings. For an AR verb, you add es, hemos, en. For an ER-IR verb, you add a, as, a, amos, an. Okay, so essentially, you just go to the yo form, drop the O, and add the opposite present tense ending. This formation should remind you of commands, and that's because commands and present subjunctive are formed the same way. Okay, let's look at a couple ejemplos. If we have hablar, to speak, to conjugate it in the present subjunctive, we have hable, hables, hable, hablemos, hablen. For comer, to eat, in the present subjunctive tense, we have coma, comas, coma, comamos, coman. Okay? Now, as you can see, we have many more sections to talk about. So let's move on to part B, which is stem changes. Are there stem changes in the present subjunctive? And the answer to that is yes. Okay, for AR and ER infinitives, the stem change will occur in the boot. Okay, that makes sense because this tense is called the present subjunctive, and we all know that present tense stem changes occur in the boot. On your note guide there, you see the verb pensar, which means to think or to plan. If you were conjugating it in the present subjunctive, you would put piense, pienses, piense, pensemos, piensen. IR infinitives are a little bit different. An IR stem changing verb will have that stem change everywhere. Let's look at pedir. Pedir's stem change is E to I, comma I. Okay, so it's going to stem change in all forms here. We have pida, pidas, pida, pidamos, pidan. And then for dormir. Dormir is interesting, okay? Its stem change is O to UE, comma U. Okay, so O to UE means the stem change that's going to occur in the boot. And then the comma U is the U will be for the we form command, or excuse me, the we form. So it says here, duerma, duermas, duerma, duermamos, duerman. Okay, so IR infinitives are a little tricky. They stem change everywhere. Okay, and their we form can only have a 1-letter stem change. Okay, that's why it's coded O to UE, comma U. Okay, what other kind of irregulars are there? First, we have, for part C, irregular yo verbs in the present tense. Okay, it's important to remember these to address this because step 1 is to go to the yo form. Okay, we know tons of irregular yo verbs. I've listed some on your note guide for you. Hacer, poner, salir, traer, etc. And we're going to look at a few of these 6 on my screen. Okay, the first one we're going to look at is tener. So if we were taking tener and putting it in the present subjunctive, step 1, we're going to go the yo form, which is tengo. And then step 2, we're going to drop the O. And step 3, we're going to add the opposite present tense endings. Okay, so its conjugation looks like tenga, tengas, tenga, tengamos, tengan. The next one on your note guide is salir. Salir is an irregular yo verb. So again, if we were going to form it in the present subjunctive, we're going to go first to the yo form, salgo. Step 2, we're going to drop the O In step 3, we're going to add the opposite present tense ending. So we get salga, salgas, salga, salgamos, salgan. Okay, same is true for conocer. Escoger, seguir, and incluir. Okay, so it's important to know your irregular yos, to brush up on them. I will code them on in-class practice, homework, quizzes, etc. by putting 2 stars just to remind you it has an irregular yo. Okay? What else could be irregular when conjugating in the present subjunctive? Well, we need to consider car, gar, zar verbs. As it tells you on your note guide, in order to preserve pronunciation, car, gar, zar verbs will have a spelling change everywhere. Okay? That's in all forms. These changes are the same changes you've seen for several years now. Car verbs, the C will go to QU. For gar verbs, the G will go to GU. And zar verbs, the Z will go to C. You have 2 verbs there on your note guide that you need to conjugate. Sacar. To conjugate sacar, you get saque, saques, saque, saquemos, saquen. And for pagar, you get pague, pagues, pague, paguemos, paguen. Okay, and lastly, not to leave zar verbs out, for organizar, you get organice, organices, organice, organicemos, organicen. Okay? Lastly, what else could be irregular? The dishes verbs. If you think back to commands, we had 6 irregular commands in the negative 2 form, the usted commands, the ustedes commands, the we form commands. These are those exact same irregulars. Okay, so the dishes verbs. I need you to write all of these down on your note guide. Okay, dar means to give. In the present subjunctive, it's de, des, de, demos, den. Notice the accents to distinguish the present subjunctive from de, the preposition of or from. Okay, then you have ir. Its present subjunctive is vaya, vayas, vaya, vayamos, vayan. Ser, to be, you have sea, seas, sea, seamos, sean. Haber. Remember, on commands, we just kind of said doesn't apply here. Now haber is going to apply in the present subjunctive. So its forms are haya, hayas, haya, hayamos, hayan. Something to note about haber, you will learn how to make it a helping verb. Okay, but for this present subjunctive unit, we are only going to use the third person singular haya, H-A-Y-A. Okay, and I will cover that again in class. It would translate to there may be. Okay, estar. Estar's present subjunctive is esté, estés, esté, estemos, estén. And saber, to know, its present subjunctive form is sepa, sepas, sepa, sepamos, sepan. Okay, so let's see if we can practice conjugating in the present subjunctive. We have 10 practice problems here. Las lecciones dicen, conjuga este verbo en el presente del subjuntivo. Okay, so number 1 we'll do together, and then I'm going to have you pause me. It says, it translates to, I hope that they read this newspaper. Okay, we're going to take leer, go to the yo form, leo. Step 2, drop the o. And step 3, add the opposite present tense ending. You would get lean, L-E-A-N. Okay, please notice that some of these verbs have 2 stars, which means irregular yo. Some have 1 star, which means it's a dishes verb or a car-gar-zar verb. Okay, so take your time, pay attention to your stem changes, and then we will go over these answers. Okay, please pause me. Okay, repasemos. Number 2, I hope you write that book. Escribas. Number 3, the teacher hopes that we study. Estudiemos. 4, I hope that I do the homework. Haga. Or excuse me, he hopes that I do the homework. Haga. Number 5, you hope that she drives, conduzca. Number 6, I hope you know my phone number, sepas. 7, did you do the stem change right? Okay, cerrar is an AR verb, so it has a stem change in the boot. I hope that they close the door, cierren. Number 8, I hope that she serves us coffee, sirva. If you put that in the we form, you just misunderstood what the sentence was saying. Okay, nos is the object pronoun there, not the subject. Okay, ella is the subject. Number 9, we hope that you look for the book, busques. And lastly, number 10, I hope that Juan arrives on time, llegue. Okay, if you have any additional questions or problems conjugating in the present subjunctive, please jot that down on your note guide. Okay, muchas gracias. Adiós.